If you were to come face to face with the bloodthirsty lion, tiger, or bear, you, just like me, would probably have our fight or flight response triggered. Like most sane people in that situation, you'd probably run. But instead of a lion, tiger, or bear, what if the predator looked human, walked on two legs, and had the ability to have a civil conversation with you? That is the very essence of the demons we meet in the first season of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. In this video, I'll be solidifying exactly why I think they were done so perfectly in the series, and that they're not exactly as evil as you may think. When you hear the word demon, you probably think of a humanoid creature with horns, a terrifying face, and a bloodlust you just can't miss. While that is true for some of the demons in the series, you can't say that for every single one. Many of the demons we see in the first season look just like humans, with their only discerning quality being their horns on top of their head. Of course, you have the more stereotypical looking demons like Qual and the Demon King himself. Regardless of how they look, demons should not be mistaken for anything other than what they truly are. And that is man-eating monsters. I'll be taking a look at how Frieren Beyond Journey's End classifies the demons in terms of their behaviors as a species, their predatory practices, and making the argument that they aren't inherently evil. The behavior of demons in Frieren can be neatly summed up in two different ways: individualism and strength being respected above everything else. From the very first day that a demon is born all the way up until their death, they spend most of their time in solitude. The idea of a father, mother, and family in general doesn't exactly exist to them. This solitude is completely natural to them, as they simply aren't social creatures. But that doesn't mean they don't work or communicate amongst themselves, and it also doesn't mean they don't have interactions with other creatures. I mean, the Demon King literally has an entire army at his disposal. It's just that these interactions are based on utility or a means to manipulate others to accomplish their goals. Simply put, they're just sentient monsters. As predators, they're no different than lions, tigers, and bears trying to kill, trap, and consume their prey. But what truly separates the demons from other predators is their lack of empathy and desire for social connection. Even lions have their pride, tigers actually raise their young, and bears are pretty social creatures in general. As Flame explains to Frieren, demons are very prideful creatures, with all their pride being in their strength, and their strength coming from their display of mana. The more mana somebody appears to have, the stronger they are perceived to be. When Flam first met Frieren in the elf village that was slaughtered by a demon that Frieren killed, they were pursued by 3 demons immediately afterwards. Initially, these 3 demons were concealing their mana in order to target the pair in stealth. But as Flam explains, the second they realized their prey were also mages, they proudly showcased their mana and demanded that Flam abandon the elf, as they believed their strength was superior to the mages they were targeting. They were wrong. Very wrong. And the reason why they were wrong is because Flam is always suppressing her mana in order to deceive the demons. As long as her mana is suppressed, they can never dictate what her true strength really is. Flam also states that demons are very cunning and clever, so why is it they don't anticipate this type of strategy? Or frankly, why don't they just implement it themselves? The same way humans determine their hierarchy by money, status, and influence, demons also have their own type of hierarchy, but this hierarchy is entirely based on their strength. In the eyes of demons who put all their worth and value in creatures based off of their mana and their strength associated with that, there's not a single reason why they would ever hide it. Concealing your mana for the sake of tactics and stealth is one thing, but to never display your mana whatsoever, as Flam describes it, would be akin to a noble abandoning all of their worldly possessions to live as a pauper. They are the most literal disciples of the survival of the fittest philosophy. Why is the Demon King the king? Oh, because he's the strongest. Why is Aura the guillotine in charge? Oh, because she's the strongest. Despite being monsters, the demons don't just act on impulse. They have reasons for the things they do. We see the demons that demanded Flam abandon Frieren so that they can kill her actually offer to spare Flam's life. That is, of course, assuming Flam followed their orders. And that is because the reason they were actually killing the elves is because they were on orders from the Demon King. When Drought went to go execute Frieren, it wasn't for needless violence. It was because they perceived Frieren as the only obstacle in their way to convince the humans to dispel the magical barrier keeping them out. A barrier they wanted to remove in order for Aura's army to come in and destroy the town. If you are enjoying the video so far, please hit that like button on the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more uploads. All this helps me really expand and grow the channel, so I very much appreciate it. Moving into their predatory practices. Demons use a variety of approaches to kill their prey and accomplish their goals. They'll use stealth to set up an ambush, overwhelm their targets with strength, exhaust strong opponents with a battle of attrition, attack unexpectedly in order to gain the upper hand, they'll take hostages, use intimidation, and their most interesting of all their tactics, deception by communication. This last one is the one I'll be focusing on, as it's the most complex of their strategies. While demons may not understand humans on an emotional level, they understand how humans react on an emotional level. The earliest forms of this type of deception was when they would cry out for help in order to lure in good Samaritans for the kill. Looking at the party of heroes flashback with the demon girl child, we learn of the lack of family and solitude that demons are accustomed to. But for some odd reason, whenever they're threatened, they call out to their mother or father for help. While the young demon was dying, Frieren asked why she would call out mother, to which she responded, "It prevents you from killing us." Such a magical word. Lugner used this very same tactic whenever Graf Grannig revealed his plot to kill the demon peace envoys after they got lured into the city. Lugner responding to Graf's threat saying his father was killed by humans the same way his son was killed by demons, evoking empathy from the nobleman, causing him to lower his sword. And obviously that entire plot that the demons had to feign wanting peace in order to get them to lower the magical barrier was another form of deception. Lugner verifies himself that Frieren is the only one that understands the true nature of demons, as the only reason why a predator would talk to their prey is to kill them. What makes this exceptionally compelling is how well the demons sell this facade that they truly want peace, when they're only talking in order to deceive the humans to get what they really want. Making you question the legitimacy of a demon's intent is exactly how a demon should be. Dangerous and untrustworthy, but somehow charming and believable. Murder, deception, and a lack of remorse are all commonly associated with evil. But evil is something these demons are not. In fact, throughout the first season of Frieren, we don't see anybody call the demons evil, despite their horrendous acts of violence. For a lack of socially universal definition of evil, we'll take a look at some dictionary definitions. Most of them citing immorality as the core component of evil. On its face, I'll admit the demons don't look very moral from a human perspective as they commit all these atrocities against humankind, but that is merely the human perspective. Is a lion hunting a gazelle evil because the gazelle wants to live? Of course not. The lion is simply following its instincts as a predator and it needs to eat meat in order to survive. But demons don't need to kill humans to survive, so they must be evil. Well, not quite. The very same thing could be said for us humans. We are fully capable of surviving as vegans, yet most of us decide to kill animals for our food anyway. And the reason for that is because it just tastes fire. Perhaps some people would, but I wouldn't call a human evil for chomping down on a Five Guys burger and fries. The demons are predators hunting their prey, albeit by more sophisticated means. It's a hunt all the same. So how can we as humans judge demons by human standards of good and evil when humans and demons have nothing in common whatsoever? It's no different than calling a wild bear or boar evil for chasing you down for the same reason. They are simply acting as the predators they are. So I argue that demons aren't evil, they're wild beasts. Wild beasts that have become the ultimate predators, going far beyond simple violence in order to claim their prey. The best example of them being just wild beasts is actually back in the Party of Heroes flashback again with the demon girl. The scene starts with the village surrounding a demon that killed the daughter of a couple in the village. And the mayor is like, okay, let's give this demon a shot. They don't have to kill humans. Maybe we could both live in peace together. And with that, the little girl goes on to live with the mayor in peace in the village for some time. And they do live in peace for a time, up until the demon kills the mayor and sets his home ablaze. When questioned on why she killed the mayor, she said she wanted to live in peace within the village and noticed the couple whose daughter she ate looking at her with hatred and disdain. So she figured, I'll just give them the daughter of the mayor to atone for my sins. The demon had no idea what they had done wrong in this instance, entirely incapable of understanding the bounds of human connection and the value of a human life. This ignorance of humanity is shown by Aura herself when she asks Frieren why she is dispelling the magic on her immortal soldiers instead of killing them with flashy magic like she did when they fought the first time. Frieren explains that when she did that the first time, Heimel was very upset at her. To which Aura responds, well, Heimel's long gone. That's even more reason why you shouldn't care. Just do what you want. Once again showing that the demons only look at the fact of the matter and not the emotional weight and depth of the situation at hand. These empathetic human concepts are completely foreign to them. To truly be evil, or at least evil in the way that I'm describing it here in this video, you need to have some grasp of your own morality and what it is that you're doing and why it's bad. Something that the demons are entirely incapable of doing. They have their own desires and they can see cause and effect. That's it. They're just wild beasts. Opposition and nothing more. So with everything I just said in mind, what makes the demons in Frieren perfect? Demons should represent the worst qualities that living creatures can possess without any positive to balance them out. While having some overlap with predators, they are completely devoid of any compassionate emotion for other living creatures. And frankly, that's exactly what I think a demon should be. Something completely foreign from all other living creatures and the epitome of negativity in the world. Not necessarily evil, but self-serving, prideful, and guided by their own ambition. But what makes them so perfect for the story Frieren Beyond Journey's End is trying to tell is that they serve as a stark contrast to Frieren, who doesn't understand human connection as well, although she is learning about it, firmly solidifying Frieren as socially inept and not the monsters that demons truly are. By virtue of the demon's existence, Frieren's character is further humanized. And that wraps it up for this video. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content. And I will see you on the next one.